Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to talk about leaky gut and how it is never the root cause of your symptoms. I made a post on Instagram a couple weeks ago and I shared that leaky gut is not the root cause of your symptoms, and a lot of you started DMing me with confusion and you're, saying, I don't understand. I thought leaky gut is what causes a lot of things. So I'm here to explain what I mean, explain where leaky gut's role is in our health and in our symptoms, but then explain how to get to the true root cause of our imbalance. So, number one, leaky gut is usually one of the later things to develop, believe it or not. So, leaky gut can exacerbate your condition that's already there or your imbalances that are already there. And it can, like I said, make it worse. It can progress it, but it is not the root cause. So, when it comes down to your health issue and correcting it and reversing it, leaky gut is one area that, yes, we need to address, but it's not the first place we go to fix, and it's certainly not the only place to work on. We need to get to the true root. So the way that it works is you want to ask the questions to yourself: why or how or what. So for example, I'm going to use psoriasis as a condition, but you can apply this to really any condition that you have. So say that you have psoriasis. You don't want to just assume that leaky gut's the reason, because it's not the reason why you have the autoimmune. Now, it can make your psoriasis much worse, but you got to ask these questions. So the first thing you want to say is, okay, I have psoriasis. Why do I have, potentially leaky gut? So say you feel that leaky gut is a big concern for you. You need to ask, again, the question why. So why do I have leaky gut? Well, I have leaky gut because there's inflammation in the colon that's destroying the gut lining. Why is there inflammation in the colon? Well, most likely there's dysbiosis. There's pathogens, bacteria, yeast, mold, parasites, whatever may be there, that are releasing a lot of histamine and tearing apart the gut lining. So that's one reason. Another reason could be food sensitivities. So then you want to ask the question, well, why do we have food sensitivities and pathogens? Well, usually it's because there's immune weakness. So if your immune system, specifically Th1 immune cells, are not being produced in enough quantity, then you're not having that immune surveillance in the gut, which is really the immune system's job, is to scan the body for viruses, pathogens, and cancer cells and kill them off. And if the immune system is not doing that, then we have these opportunistic pathogens in the body that are allowed to just multiply and overgrow. So brings us again to that immune imbalance. Well, then why do we have immune imbalance? Why is our immune system not doing its job? Well, yes, of course, there's, bad diets and there's stress and things like that that can cause the immune system to become weakened, but we want to look a little deeper than that, usually something chronic. So in this case, we start to say, well, the biggest reason why the immune system is fatigued for most people today is from toxicity. When we are exposed to toxins, whatever it may be, it can be environmental, it can be herbicides, pesticides, it can be stress toxins, medication toxins. So again, it doesn't necessarily matter what. It can be dietary toxins. But the point is when we have toxins that we are exposed to, and we have too much of it, and they're not exiting the body quickly, then they're sitting in our system, and then our immune system is coming in trying to neutralize and eliminate the toxins and bring down and break down the cells where the toxins are stored. And if the immune system is doing this chronically, it's going to become weakened and exhausted. So toxicity is then the next step. So we have toxicity that is inflaming the immune system, weakening the immune system and causing inflammation. Well, why do we have toxicity? Again, yes, because we're exposed to toxins, but that's not the reason why it's in high levels in our body. The reason is because it's not leaving the body, it's staying in our system. And why is the toxicity staying in our system? Because it's our organs of elimination are congested and clogged and blocked, and they're not allowing toxicity to leave quickly enough. So I'm going to give you a quick visual. We'll pause here for a minute. A visual would be, you have a kitchen sink, and every time you go to wash your dishes, instead of cleaning all the food and the rice and the oils and fat off your dishes and put it in the compost, you just dump it all in the sink. And so all this food is going down the drain. Naturally, over time, if this is happening continuously, your kitchen sink drain is going to get clogged. And so if you turn on the tap start washing your dishes, your water level's probably going to rise because water is only trickling out of the drain but pouring in from the tap. And so your toxicity level in the body kind of works the same way. When we're exposed to so much toxicity from stress, from the environment, from our food and the water that we're drinking and the products we're putting on our body, and the list goes on, and the things that we're smoking and vaping and everything else. When we look at all of this toxicity, it's kind of like we're throwing food down the kitchen sink, or in this case, throwing toxins into our drains of our body, which is our liver and our kidneys and our lungs. And so these organs of elimination get congested just like that kitchen sink would get congested. And as these organs of elimination get congested, we now have a trickling of toxins out through these elimination pathways rather than a proper, quick elimination. And so we have toxins coming into the body, just like we have water coming into the sink, but it's only trickling out of the drain. And so naturally our toxicity level, just like the water level in the sink is rising, our toxins are rising as well. And this elevation of toxicity is kind of what starts to drive all of the health issues, the inflammatory process, the chronic illness, the autoimmune, and everything else that we're seeing today. So that's the question you want to ask is, well, why is the immune system exhausted and not working well? Because of the high level of toxicity in our body. And so why do we have a lot of toxicity? Because our organs of elimination are congested, blocked, and overburdened. So this is the root cause. This is what you want to start working on, is that drainage. You don't want to go and start trying to fix leaky gut. That's one of the last things that developed, and yes, has made everything worse, but that's not the cause of why you experience your symptoms, that's not the cause of what you're experiencing today, I should say. So yes, leaky gut's something you want to address, but we first have to say, no, let's unclog that kitchen sink drain, because it's about to overflow. The sink's about to overflow. Our body's overflowing. It's too much going on. We need to unclog those organs of elimination using drainage remedies, which are homeopathics, drain everything out. Then as the toxicity levels come down in the body, so can our inflammation, which means our immune system can now say, I can rest for a minute, and then can get stronger. And as our immune system gets stronger, our body starts to function a lot better. We start to come back into that homeostatic state that we want. We start to absorb nutrients better. Our internal pH is better and more alkaline. Viruses, pathogens, they start to get killed off because our immune system is finally attacking them again and eradicating them from the body. And then once we've cleared out the pathogens and the toxicity, the liver, the kidneys, we've strengthened our immune system, then we can go and start cleaning up the colon and repairing that leaky gut. So leaky gut cannot repair if there's pathogens and inflammation in the colon. It just can't happen. It's kind of like if you're trying to paint your wall, but someone keeps coming behind you and painting it a different color, you're always going to have to go back and re-roll the wall again. You can't fix the gut unless we've cleared out what's there first. When all that's done and we then repair our leaky gut and make it strong and healthy, then we have amazing digestion, and from there our body is strong, and now it's not as susceptible to new pathogens and things like that because we have a strong gut. But that's one of the last things we work on. So I always say to work in the rid, repair, replace phase, where we start off by ridding. We rid the body of everything that it does not need. Toxins, inflammation, pathogens, etc., acidity. When that's done, we then move into the repair phase. This is the phase where we repair the immune system, repair our adrenals, repair our thyroid and other endocrine organs, repair our cells and our liver and our kidneys and our gut lining. Finally, we then replace. And then the final phase, the replace phase, is where we can start to replace probiotics, prebiotics, vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, essential fats, all the things we're deficient in. This is how you want to be addressing your health, whether you're working with a practitioner or trying to do things on your own. And if you are working with a practitioner who is missing the boat, who is not getting to the root of your symptoms, voice it to them, be vocal, because you don't want to be spending money on supplements and on things that are a temporary fix. And I'm going to end the video here with just leaving you with a little something to think about. When you are working with a practitioner, most practitioners today, unfortunately, even holistic ones, are not trained in the true root cause. They don't understand how to get to the true root cause. So if you come in with a digestive issue, for example, and a practitioner tells you that leaky gut's the problem, they're missing the boat. Leaky gut is a huge thing that does need to be addressed, but it is not the first thing, and it is not the reason why you're experiencing what you are. You have to go deeper. You have to go beyond that. If you are only ever addressing the surface issues, you're only going to get surface and temporary results. You might get a little relief in your symptoms temporarily, but it certainly will return. And this is not the best quality of life. If we can get our symptoms to be gone and not return, that's what we want. And that is achievable depending on how you address the hierarchy of the symptom progression. It's so important, and this is where homeopathy is based on, is let's fix the vital force. Let's rebalance the body, bring back that homeostasis so that we can have everything functioning optimally again. So for anyone who has, tried holistic medicine or holistic anything, and you feel like it didn't do enough for you, or you didn't get the results you were hoping for, it's because the root cause was not addressed. Now, if you picture a broken down car, say the car is squeaking, it's super loud, it's shaking, it's not driving smooth, all these issues. If you go and say, oh, it must need an oil change, I mean, I'm sure it does. So by giving the car an oil change, I'm sure it'll run a little cleaner. And so that can help. But you're still not going to fix all the problems with the car and everything like that unless you figure out, okay, what's actually happening here? And let's fix the biggest issue first. Once you fix the biggest issue, you can also then go, pump the tires with air. You can go do that oil change. You can rebalance the tires and whatever else, those extra things. But really, the real reason why the car is not running nicely is because there's something more serious that you need to address first. So that's kind of how the body is as well. Don't just go to the surface layer. Don't just try to, treat or address the surface stuff. You gotta go deep, and you gotta keep asking that question. Well, if I have dysbiosis or leaky gut, why? And if I have that, then why and why? And just keep asking why until you finally can't ask why anymore, until you've gotten to that root. That's how you work on the body. So I hope that this video helped. I hope that it was informational. If you guys are looking for resources on drainage and how to start draining your liver and your kidneys, I have some options in the description box below for you. I have a membership platform which includes multiple protocols for drainage, holisticspring.org. I also have ebook guides that will cleanse you from pathogens. That also includes liver and kidney drainage as well. Or of course, you can work with me one-on-one if you live in Canada or the US, and we can get you on an awesome drainage protocol to work at the root of the chronic symptoms. I hope that this video helps. I hope you guys are all doing amazing, and I'll see you in my next video.